he skillfully took a photo of the stray dog, then posted a $50,000 reward for the lost dog on the telephone pole. He then went to the third floor across the street, using his right hand to steady the scope like a sniper rifle, observing the target to be assassinated. As long as he could hit the target from 50 meters away, the people in the car would become overly nervous and swerve the wheel, eventually crashing perfectly into the RV across the street. The next day Monty stood by the window with a sniper rifle. It didn't take long before the target appeared as expected, but at that moment, he noticed a mother and child walking out of the building. After hesitating for a moment, he aimed at the target again, and when the target reached the designated position, he immediately pulled the trigger. The target indeed crashed into the RV across the street. The huge flames from the explosion also engulfed the mother. He leaned against the wall and his eyes showed a trace of panic. Back home, he couldn't stop crying. This was his first mistake in over 30 years of work. Upon hearing about this, the boss found him immediately, but he wasn't there to comfort him. Instead, he issued a warning. Although Monty agreed readily, the boss could still see hesitation in his eyes. So the next day, he gave Monty a new mission. But this time, there were no photos or details about the target. It only said the target would appear at 5 p.m. at the Rossi Cafe and the words by he. Monty threw the note into the furnace. After leaving a bag of dog food for the stray dog, he casually left. Soon Monty arrived at the cafe. First, he skillfully tucked the handgun into his waistband. Then he took out his phone to take pictures of every car's license plate. Only then did he carefully enter the building, and started observing all the customers inside. But when he saw the waiter who came out, his expression froze for a moment, because he had just met her at the gas station. Monty shook off the distracting thoughts, and sat at a position where he could observe the two men. He then researched everyone's information and identity based on the license plate numbers. At that moment, the waiter came over with coffee. He casually asked her about Baihe. The waiter confessed that she had never heard of that place. Monty wasn't surprised by this. It was obvious that Baihe represented someone. As he was wondering who the target was, a sheriff suddenly entered the store. The unexpected change disrupted Monty's plan. He had no choice but to stay still for the time being. Soon the time reached 5 p.m. The woman sitting at the door suddenly stood up and walked toward him. Seeing this, Monty quietly reached for his handgun, but unexpectedly, she just passed by to go to the restroom. After another 15 minutes passed, he decided to change plans, and left the cafe to find another way to identify Baihe. He then returned to his car and waited quietly. Soon the sheriff came out first, then the young couple. Finally, the single man with a gun. He seemed to be the one most like Baihe, so Monty quietly followed him to a motel, and rented a room next to his. When the man left, he stealthily entered the room.